Good evening, fight fans. You are listening to a Radulich in Broadcasting alternative commentary for Miguel Berchelt versus Jeremiah Nakathila, brought to you by Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. I am your host, the mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich. And joining me again, I have taken him yet again from his wife to cover the fights. It's Saturday night. It's all right for fights, Dan Lasby.
She gave up on me an hour and a half ago. I'm here for the up the weight class. Go.
Yes, it's Dan up a weight class Lasby. I like
See
how
what happens.
You and Pat always have these wonderful nicknames.
Listen, you gotta do your research and then come ready for the fight. You got all the branding on your own in the background. You don't have to do anything. We gotta work hard over here.
No, I show up and I look pretty. I have to lean on you and Pat and Stuart and everybody for all the color. So let's talk about the color. All right. So Miguel Berchelt, he is coming into this fight off a loss. He lost the WBC super featherweight title to Oscar Valdez, who they have been promoting all night long. Will be fighting Shakur Stevenson on April 30th, right here on ESPN, Top Rank Boxing. So he is going up a weight class to lightweight to take on Jeremiah Nakathila, who last fought the aforementioned Shakur Stevenson on June 12th, 2021. And as Bad Left Hook tells us, he tried to hit Shakur Stevenson. It didn't go well.
It was shadow boxing if the shadow just didn't show up.
When the shadow fights back. All right. So you and I were convincing before the show started. Jeremiah Nakathila obviously had difficulties with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, probably one of the best boxers out there right now. Fleet of foot, fast with hands, just hard to hit. Kind of the new Floyd Mayweather, maybe a little bit smaller, but still, like, I put him in that weight class, and he's on the come up. What does Jeremiah Nakathila have to do to win this fight against Miguel Berchelt in his debut at lightweight?
I mean, other than connect, because he's got to connect. I mean, he's got the power. I think the challenge for him is that, like, he also came up the weight class. I don't know that he's got the rest of the technique to be able to make that work out. He does have some power. He does have a good punch, but, like, you're carrying a little bit more weight, and you're against a guy who has a considerable record, who can afford to gain that a little bit of extra weight and looks like he's comfortable at it. So he's really got to come hard, heavy, fast, and use that big power, because if he goes the distance, I don't see it going his way.
So the fight against Oscar Valdez for Miguel Berchelt was a KO in the 10th round. His second loss, the first being a first-round TKO way back in 2014. And I ask you this, Dan, how do you feel Miguel Berchelt will deal in the face of a knockout in his last fight, and a pretty vicious one at that?
I mean, he's had a pretty lengthy career. I mean, I would say he's on the backside of career. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even up the weight class, I think he's looking to make himself look like he could be a contender in 2 weight classes. I don't think that he can actually take the championship in 2 weight classes. He said, I think yesterday, that if he loses this match, it's the make or break for his career.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he comes out really, really desperate, but not desperate. Like, I think focused. He's a good fighter. He's only lost twice, and he had a 7-year run with the championship where he didn't lose until he lost to Valdez. But I think that he's got a little bit air of there's higher stakes for him on this.
I think my concern for him, and we've talked about this with previous boxing matches, is once you have your nose pushed in, once they touch that button, it's a little hard to come back and not get at least knocked down in your next couple of fights. And I think if, you talked about Nakathila, if he can connect, there's a better than average chance Berchelt doesn't get back off the canvas.
Well, the best way for him to get into Berchelt's head is to hit him hard early.
Mm-hmm. Did you happen to see the Warrington match early? No, you don't have DAZN. Have you seen any highlights of the Kiko Martinez Warrington match from earlier? Because I bring that up because Warrington just came out fists of fury, man. Yeah, he was blazing a trail. He was all over Martinez, like Martinez had slept with his wife or something. It was pretty wicked.
I think if you know that you're up against somebody who is like a very experienced boxer, and you're a heavy hitter, that's got to be your strategy. You got to blow up in the first round and a half and put them on their heels, because that's how you gain the upper stance. If you go into a phone booth with a guy who knows how to cut off the angles and really work it on you, then you're in trouble.
Absolutely. All right, as we are almost underway here for Jeremiah Nakathila versus Miguel Berchelt, let me tell you what's going on here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. As we look at the calendar for the next week, we're leading into Romania, so no boxing, but we do have four for you alternative commentaries. Bill Yankovic from That Wrestling Show will be joining me Friday night for Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. Jonathan Gresham versus Bandito, and the match everybody's been waiting for. No, not Effie's Big Gay Brunch. That's just me. But rather FTR versus them boys, the Briscoes. That's going to be a killer match. And then on Saturday, we'll be recovering the WWE NXT Stand and Deliver. And then in the evening, WrestleMania 38 Day 1, which may or may not be headlined by Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. And then we'll be doing Day 2 the following night. But then, oh yes, Dan, you're back on the 9th, but we'll be doing some MMA instead of boxing. It's the Korean Zombie versus Volkanovski, UFC 273. We'll be doing the whole main card starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check that out if you're into MMA, mixed martial arts, UFC, all that. The Korean Zombie is always a fun fighter to watch.
Yeah, man, gonna be some buzz on that.
Yes, sir, Bob. And then nobody can keep me away from you, Dan. No. Boy, do they try. I got a hot date in the middle of the day, but I'm gonna get back here just in time for this. We've got Errol Spence versus Eugenius Ugas on Showtime pay-per-view. Did your wife ask you like how many of these are costing us money? Just out of curiosity. And he's like, I got to do boxing with Mark. I'm like, that's fine. Is this another pay-per-view? And then do you just scurry out of the room?
Yeah, I gotta go. Bye.
Bye. All right, we are underway. Round 1 of this 10-round main event lightweight contest, and Nakathila comes out with the jab. We've got Berchelt, who is circling. Both men kind of tight with the defense. Berchelt comes forward with a 1-2.
Not aggressive enough. Get out.
If you guys are listening or watching on our Facebook pages, W2Mnet or History of Boxing, or you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, feel free to drop us a line. You can ask us if you're not watching, you just want to know what's going on with the fight. You can ask us questions, give your comments. Try to keep away from the Bible verses is all I ask. Big left hand from Nakathila.
There it is.
You
That's
said
what he's got to do.
You said he's got to start off aggressive, and he is right in Berchelt's face.
That's the right move. And you can see Berchelt looks a little concerned.
Yeah. Look, he's got that little stutter stepping as he's circling. He's a bit jittery.
Yeah, like maybe he's still thinking a little bit more about that knockout than I thought.
All right, so Berchelt stopped circling momentarily to try to plant and maybe land a power punch, but I'll tell you, Nakathila quicker to the draw than Berchelt's starting off in this first round, and he's been getting off more punches here. He's starting to win this round,
which is big because they were showing in his stats he only lands an average of 9. He's got to have that in already.
Yeah, for sure. Nakathila very relaxed in there. Good hook to the body. I think it was scraping.
Very confident. Yeah, I'm surprised that Berchelt is letting him control the pace so much.
We talk about in some of these fights that the A side will try to be calm and composed first couple of rounds. It might even give a few away just to drag this out because he feels like the opponent is going to come fast and the furious and being good clean left there from Nakathila right in the mouth.
He's definitely not holding back on any of that power. Holy.
No, I'll tell you what, he's not only hitting him with good power punches, but I mean, like his accuracy's got to be pretty good this round, no?
Like very well.
he is not throwing a tremendous amount of volume necessarily, but what he is throwing is landing. Like I said, the accuracy, I'm very impressed with Nakathila in this first round.
Good. I mean, what a difference between when he fought Shakur, where he was just swinging at the wind.
Well, I'll tell you, Berchelt is no Shakur Stevenson. You know, Shakur Stevenson is just fluid body movement the whole time. Big combination there from Nakathila. And that is the end of round one. You got to give it to Jeremiah, don't you?
For sure. That's easily Nakathila's. I mean, I'm surprised Berchelt didn't try to out footwork him on that because of just the sheer swing. Like those swings came from the neighbor's yard. Holy cow.
Yeah. I'll tell you, he had good power there, good accuracy. I'll be curious to see what the CompuBox scores are. Again, if you are checking us out on Twitch or one of our Facebook pages, we welcome you. Thanks for checking us out. We know there's tons of these live streams going on right now, and some people who are doing every single fight. There's a fight going on Showtime, as a matter of fact. I'm sure someone's covering. I don't know if the UFC's done yet or not, but hey, okay. So you choose to hang out with us, whatever it is you're watching, and we greatly appreciate you. Going back to the calendar for 1 second, I talked about Errol Spence versus Eugenius Ugas, and then the big one. Oh, it's going to be a pantsless extravaganza, Dan Lasby. Hot diggity. In the middle of the day, even. Yes, you get to spend your evening with your family for once. Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. Woo! I cannot wait. That is an early birthday present.
It's going to be ridiculous.
It really is. All right, we are in round two here. Not 12 punches landed. They took it away real quick, but yeah, it's about what we thought it was. Definitely landed more than Berchelt in that round as we start off round two.
I'm surprised he didn't. I thought he landed more of those.
I thought he did too. I was really surprised the number was even that low. All right. He's back in Miguel Berchelt against the ropes and into the corner. Berchelt is not moving around like he was in that first round.
No, he looks scared.
Not only that, but it looks like he's preparing for Nakathila to open up on him again and maybe look for a counter.
Well, I mean, that's got to be the right choice, right? Nakathila's swinging for the fences.
Mm-hmm. If Nakathila just
he's got to use his variance.
He hit him with the left to the body, and then he kind of double pumped and hit him in the face there. It was a good combination there from Nakathila.
But Nakathila's doing a good job of finding the openings in Berchelt.
I'll tell you, Nakathila don't take no mess. All right, now Berchelt's starting to come on here. He's flicking that left out there, making some connections. Swing and a miss there from Nakathila.
Berchelt still every shot that he's getting in on those jabs, Nakathila's catching him a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. Nakathila, though, very loose in there. Very composed but loose. He's throwing a lot of different kinds of punches too, which I like. It's nice to see from the B side of these fights that they're not just relying on one or two weapons.
Yeah, but if Berchelt was a little less tentative, Nakathila is leaving some big openings to follow up on that power.
Mm-hmm. Oh, big right hand there from Nakathila, just opening up wide on Miguel Berchelt.
I almost feel like Berchelt's trying to show that he can take it, and I think that's a mistake.
He's going to take one too many of those. He's going to end up hitting the canvas. Look at that digging punches there from Nakathila.
Yeah.
Look at that. That right hand from Nakathila is buckled Miguel Berchelt. This is not looking good for him. I mean, maybe he turns it on later, but yeah, he's buckled a good time. Looks like he cut him just above the left eye.
Round three. He's barely going to get there.
Yeah, and Nakathila is coming on strong here. You were talking before about the odds. You got money on Nakathila here. I was willing to just okay, this is just a get well fight for Miguel Berchelt, but Nakathila, he's not laying down.
If you put money on Nakathila right now, you're feeling good.
We talked about this. The ESPN has been promoting it all night long. On April 30th, we will be covering Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. And then we're into May, Dan Lansby. Oh, boy, Canelo versus Dimitri Bivol. Another pay-per-view. So I don't know if you can just have part of your check just deducted out and sent right to the pay-per-view companies.
I might see if I can get the rights to the beat goes on and just keep it rolling. Just full share at all times.
Absolutely. And then if I can get times and whatnot confirmed, I'm going to bother you in the middle of the day to take Tony Yoka versus Martin Bacoli. Sure, everybody else will be watching Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano too, but that's on Showtime, so we're going to cover Tony Yoka instead because, you know,
some point,
heavyweights.
There has to be a line.
And then the following weekend, there's Joshua Boutsy versus Craig Richards on DAZN, and Zach Parker versus Boo Boo. Boo Boo! Boo Boo! Love me some Boo Boo, but unless ESPN covers it, we ain't covering it. And then David Benavidez versus David Lemieux on Showtime. We might just have to take that day off. Though I'm going to watch Boo Boo. Boo Boo! Maybe I'll make Robert Winfrey. Robert, if you're out there tonight, I might make you do the Boo Boo fight with me.
Oh.
All right, we are in round 3
Something
here.
Swing on that?
Yeah, there's like Roman Reigns in there. Okay, Miguel Berchelt cannot get away from him. God knows he's trying.
He is trying, but he's not confident. He looks like he's going through the motions, but I don't feel like he got a plan.
Big left hook there from Nakathila, and now he's getting a warning from the ref. Hey, keep it above the belt. Above the belt. I'm
surprised his corner didn't say, like, throw more shots.
God, if you're Miguel Berchelt, what do you do at this point? You can't get him off of you.
You can't get him off of you. Nakathila's throwing a huge volume. The ones he's connecting are solid.
Mm-hmm.
And like the replay.
Oh, there it is! There it is! Knockdown in the third.
Come on. Like, that's your button push right there.
Shit out of everyone in my house. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, man. Big swing and a miss there from Nakathila. Nakathila smells blood in the water, baby. We might have an early night here, Dan.
That wasn't even a power shot. That wasn't an inside uppercut.
No, he just got touched and he lost his footing and went down. And now we might have ourselves a brawl here. Look at the look on Miguel Berchelt's face.
Oh, Nakathila smells blood.
Yeah, he's coming straight at him. 10-8 round if he even gets out of it for Nakathila.
Good God.
Boom! Look at that combination from Nakathila. 1-2, 1-2.
Berchelt is dead.
You think so, huh?
If he hasn't had the catheter inserted this time, he's in the process of pissing his pants.
Boom! Touched him right in the side of the head. Nakathila did. Body head from Nakathila.
Oh God!
And Miguel Berchelt doesn't have an answer. He's staring at the test questions and thinking, maybe I should have studied.
I mean, you survived the round, but you got to think like the wear and tear.
All right, the screen tells us here that is the 5th time being knocked out in his career. Hey, folks, we see more and more of you coming into the room. We certainly appreciate you. What do you think of that knockdown in round 3? I mean, he's the A side of this card. This is the guy that, like Edgar Berlanga from last week. This is the guy Top Rank was pushing, and he just had his shit pushed in, as they say.
Like, Berchelt is just not coming back on those shots. Like, he's got no response.
Look at his feet positioning. Like, yeah, he got touched right on the nose. He had a wide stance, wider than he should have, and he lost his legs.
Yep.
Down he went.
He didn't have great footing before it, and he definitely went down from the wide.
No, he was too wide when he got hit, and then he got wobbly legged and just lost his balance.
That's just bad.
Look at that. Swung up top, missed, boom, lands the left, Nakathila does.
But
we're in round 4.
Mark, that's a jab. That's a jab that knocked him down.
Oh, big right hook from Nakathila. Comes back with a left. Just opening wide on him. Big straight right.
Like, Berchelt is still not throwing any volume.
No, he doesn't know what to do with this guy. And he clearly doesn't have the speed to evade those punches. He's walking into them. And he's thinking, oh, I'll just take it. You said it before. He's thinking he can just absorb them and counter strike, but it's not happening. Look at the look on Nakathila's face. He's loving it. He knows he has this guy's number. Yeah, that's a murder face. That is a happy-go-lucky murder face.
Body shots that are
boom. Look monstrous. At that big right hand. Jesus Christ, Miguel Berchelt looks like he's about to run out of the ring.
Well, I mean, Nakathila's throwing from the moon.
Yeah, he is. He is all confidence in there, Nakathila. Unless Miguel Berchelt comes back with a big, like a knockdown of his own. Nakathila has all the confidence.
45 minutes long.
All right, Miguel Berchelt is starting to settle now.
Yeah, Nakathila, everything he throws looks like it's made out of concrete. He's catching him on the arms. He's catching him in the body. He's catching him in the head.
Big right hand again from Nakathila.
It looks like over his right eye, Berchelt is starting to swell as well.
Yeah, well, Nakathila's only hit him there at least 24 times in the same spot.
And when you say the same spot, you mean his entire head, right? Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nakathila has that loaded right hand, and it's finding a target almost every time.
Yep.
Like he has nailed Berchelt on the left side of his face a lot over the course of 4 rounds.
Like, Nakathila's throwing punches like he's a heavyweight.
Yeah. Could you imagine if he was, though?
I mean, Berchelt would be dead.
I was gonna say, if Deontay Wilder was throwing like that, yeah, this would be over by now. And might I add, vis-a-vis Deontay Wilder, Shote. All right, that was for Pat Mullen. All right,
somewhere here, I know it.
So it's all one-way traffic for Jeremiah Nakathila, 4 rounds to 0.
I mean, I guess the corner says you took 4 steps forward in that round, so something, but geez, it's a bloodbath.
Yeah, so far, like I said, all one-way traffic, all Jeremiah Nakathila. This has got to be disappointing for the Miguel Berchelt team.
There's no way that you're giving him anything right now.
He's huffing and puffing in that corner. He looks anxious, and who wouldn't be after you had your face knocked in for 4 rounds?
Well, and to your point, he doesn't seem to have any sort of answer. He's not throwing any volume. His replies are not with any sort of power.
At this point, the question remaining now, as we go into round 5, we're starting into the middle piece of this 10-round main event on Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. Will Jeremiah Nakathila be able to keep up the pace? That's the question for round 5.
Fair enough.
71 punches landed through 4 rounds. We can't hear the commentary because we are the commentary. But I would imagine Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley and company are just losing their minds.
Losing their minds. You're talking about a guy who lands 9 punches around on average. He's got 7, 1, and 4.
Yeah. That's heavy volume, man. Okay. Now we see Miguel Berchelt just throwing some heat.
That's what he got to do.
He is planting. He is trying to land hooks. He does not want to lose a 5th round.
That's the most life I've seen out of him. He's got to keep that up.
Yeah. Oh, no. We got ourselves a brawl, ladies and gentlemen. Who am I kidding? We got ourselves a brawl, gentlemen. Miguel Berchelt is swinging heavy leather now. He is standing in the phone booth with Jeremiah Nakathila. I guess they told him, you got to throw something because you're not going to win this fight.
If you're going to get knocked out, you might as well come heavy.
Yeah. dragging this guy into deep waters if you can.
For the first time, Nakathila not looking quite as fresh.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said he kept up a heavy pace for 4 rounds, and he was rewarded nicely for it. But the question remains, do you got the gas to keep it up for another 2 or 3?
Jeez, like now Berchelt is jumping halfway across the ring trying to make it work.
I'll tell you, I think I'm not sure who has the reach here, but I feel like Nakathila is definitely making better use of the space between these two fighters.
Yes,
and I love he's using so many different weapons in there. So many of these fights that we've called, we've got these guys that just kind of keep throwing the same punches over and over and over again to no avail. What I'm loving about Nakathila is he's fighting all these different angles. Look at that hook that he's throwing.
And he's happy to connect where he can connect. Body shots connect. Great.
Connect. Miguel Berchelt with a big left hand sends Jeremiah Nakathila stumbling into the ropes. He circles away. He's still in this fight. No knockdown, but that one he got shook. And now Berlanga is just karate kidding in there, just throwing hook after hook, lefts and rights.
5, looking like a fight.
Yes, sir. Boom. Big left hand from Miguel Berchelt. And Jeremiah, we have a fight against the ropes here. Miguel Berchelt is now he sees blood in the water, and they are swinging for the fences, Daniel Lasby. Big right hand from Jeremiah Nakathila stumbles Miguel Berchelt back. This might be the most animated fight we've ever called, by the way. Like,
hey, listen, Nakathila's starting to look like he's not as confident.
Dude, like I'm not even trying to do announcer voice, but these guys are really hitting each other.
Yeah.
That is the end of round 5. Daniel Lasby, what do you think? Do you give that one to Miguel Berchelt?
I think you give it to him. I think that he turned the tide on it.
Yeah. I think he turned a corner there. He gave Nakathila the business in that round.
I don't know what his corner told him round 4 into round 5, but whatever it was the right thing to do.
I'll be curious to hear from you, people. I see you out there. I see most of you. Thank you who found my History of Boxing Facebook page. I really appreciate you. It's the little rinky-dink page that I've been trying to put some work into it, get some attention. And I see that's where the most of you are hanging out tonight. Hey, leave some comments for us. Tell us who you think won that 5th round. We'll be happy to put them on the board for you. And I thank you. And Daniel Lasby thanks you. And Daniel Lasby's wife thanks you. Wherever she may be. All right, we are going into round 6 here. We are in the second half of this brawl.
All right, Berchelt.
On Top Rank Boxing on ESPN.
See if we're 2 steps away from a windmill.
Nakathila is like, I ain't done with you yet. Just steps forward, 1, 2, boom. All right, last round, 16 landed, 91 thrown for Nakathila.
Nakathila's still swinging with a baseball bat. He wants to reset. He wants to reset the pace where he was 2 rounds 1 through 4.
Boom. Nakathila goes to the body there, comes up top. Nakathila 87 landed over 5 rounds to 70 for Berchelt.
Oof. Like the shots coming from Nakathila, body and head are just. You can hear him the next town over.
You can hear him all the way up in Saskatchewan.
Yes, and you can hear nothing in Saskatchewan. It's just open space.
Went to the body.
Step back.
Tom and got nailed right in the chin. Just with almost no effort. Miguel has the timing down, it looks like. He's got Miguel Berchelt's timing down, and he's able to get off a shot. Even if it's a pitter-patter shot, he's still scoring.
Yep.
Every time Miguel Berchelt tries to take a step forward, tries to press any kind of advantage he might be having, Nakathila is always a half a step ahead of him. At the very least, Daniel Lasby. Look at that. Perpetual motion is Nakathila. And Miguel Berchelt gets desperate at times. He starts throwing these, big, windy, just unwieldy punches. And Nakathila either blocks, evades, or steps out of the way.
And I'm surprised that, that Berchelt is not throwing the volume. The round 5, he got it because of the volume.
Yeah. Big 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. 1, 2. Hits him again.
Oh, God.
Just open season on Miguel Berchelt's face. He's got to get another knockdown.
Yeah. No, he's taking too many shots.
Look at that. Boom. He knocked his mouthpiece out. He knocked his mouthpiece out. Like, and it was just like a cross punch, too. Just nailed him, and boom, out came the mouthpiece. That's not a good sign.
No, like...
I'm wondering if he's gassed, because generally speaking, I mean, like, it might have just been the impact, but if he can't keep his mouth shut, you know, and he's having to breathe through his mouth because he's starting to get gassed, that might have been one of the reasons. If
he looks like this in round 7, you got to start thinking that maybe they're looking at a stoppage.
Maybe. He's taking a lot of damage. I mean, look, his face looks like he's going through the windshield. So if you're wondering who's winning the fight, because I know that's a question people get, you know, like, hey, I just tuned into your broadcast. Who's winning the fight? Nakathila by a country mile.
Yeah.
At least, as we are in round. What round are we in? Sure, the one time they don't have it up on the board.
Sucking air, sucking wind.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I think we're done. They're waving it off. They're waving it. Woo! They're waving it off. We are done. Yeah, baby. Jeremiah Nakathila with the top-ranked ESPN upset of the year. Take that, boxing fans.
Wow. Not what I expected.
No.
What a fight.
Miguel Berchelt just looks utterly, I mean, he lost the fight, but he just in spirit looks defeated.
He's crushed.
Yeah.
Like, I think back to where we talked off the top where he said, like, this was a make or break fight for him. It's break.
Yeah, he broke. he got broke. Jeremiah Nakathila's corner is just smitten, just beside himself with happiness.
They're one Bambi away from Twitter pated over there.
Nice. Well done. So what do you think? Hey, I'm going to pull up Bad Left Hook here and see if they've got what the official decision is just yet. What do you think? You know, what do you think is next for Jeremiah Nakathila?
I mean, if Jeremiah Nakathila has any say in it, he's going to say, move me up. Top 5. I'll take one more fight in a title shot.
Yeah, Bad Left Hook doesn't look like they've updated their page just yet.
Like, I'll be honest, Nakathila looks like he had a fight. He got a bit of sweat on, but, like, he could go the rest of the rounds.
Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if his corner, and I like I said, I didn't catch it immediately. I'm wondering if his corner just threw the towel in, like, you're done. Like, you're at this point, you're just taking damage.
Well, I was watching the replay and I didn't see the towel, but the ref definitely went straight over and waved it off.
Yeah.
And frankly, like, Berchelt, his nose is bleeding, his eyes are swelling. He's defending himself, sure, but, like, is he consciously defending himself, or is it just muscle memory?
Mm-hmm. It's so hard, you know. You don't want to take a fight away from somebody, but yeah, look at the replay. He couldn't bite down on his mouthpiece, and then Nakathila just came right across the mouth with a punch, and out it went. I mean, that's a highlight for the.
Well, and I mean, you look at his corner now. Like, Nakathila's corner, they're like love and life.
Mm-hmm.
Corner. If you're a fighter who thinks you can go the other 4 rounds and your corner throws a towel in, you're losing your mind over there. He's sat there. He's just hanging on.
Dan, you just like so once again, I think we're gonna call it here for the evening. Short night for us, but that's okay. Like I said, WrestleMania. That was a good fight, man. All 6 or 7 rounds of it. I like it. So Dan's gonna take a break here. Yeah, okay. I have the wiki up now. TKO in the sixth round. Yeah, they called it in between rounds. It looks like. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure who stopped it, whether it was the ref or the corner. But either way, the win goes to Jeremiah Nakathila by TKO. As I said before, we've got Ring of Honor, NXT, and both nights of WrestleMania coming up. Then we've got the UFC, Korean Zombie versus Volkanovski. Then we've got Errol Spence versus Eugenius Ugas, and then Tyson Fury, Dillian White. And we end the month with the aforementioned Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson fight. So Dan and I, except for this weekend coming up, where I'll be with the Podsman, will be with you for 4 straight weeks in the month of April, giving you MMA and boxing coverage like you like it.
Mark gonna sleep in August.
That's right. All right. In the meantime, hey, if you enjoyed our coverage of the fight, somebody's asking me why the stream is off. I don't show the fight. I do not show the fight. It's illegal. It's how you get kicked off of YouTube. There's plenty of places on the high seas you can put your pirate hat on. You can find a free stream. This is not going to be one of them right here on YouTube. Anyway, if you found our stream tonight and you liked our boxing coverage and you want to hear more of it, please like and subscribe on YouTube. If you just want to hear the traditional audio version of this podcast, it's on all your podcatchers, whether it's Apple Music, Spotify, Google, whatever podcatcher you're using will be there with the W2M network. And my stuff is the Radulich Broadcasting Network, where I am here every Saturday night with Dan Lasby, because Saturday nights are right for fights. Yes, sir. Do with Randy Macho Man Savage and point. Just point everywhere.
Cup of coffee.
You got lust in your eyes, Dan Lasby. All right. All right, man. This was fun. Night. Yep. A little less than an hour tonight, about 40 minutes, but that's all right. I think we were due. So, especially after last week. So, my friend, thank you for everybody who tuned into our live stream. Thank you, Dan, for hanging out with me tonight. Until next week, 2 weeks from now, be well, be safe, and behave.